No one in that building knows that the man scrubbing their floors at 5 in the morning has been quietly saving one of them for 10 years. He never told anyone. He never planned to. Omar does not arrive, he appears. The lobby is still dark when his mop bucket rolls across the marble, its uneven wheel making a soft knock that echoes through the empty corridor like a slow heartbeat. No lights are on for him, no doors are held open. The building does not know he is here. It never has. He is 58 years old. His back carries the kind of pain that does not announce itself anymore. It simply lives there. His hands are rough at the knuckles and steady everywhere else. He moves through the 14th floor, the way a man moves through a place he has memorized, not with his eyes, but with his bones. Mr. Sterling's office is always first. He pushes the glass door open with his shoulder. The gold nameplate catches the faint hallway light. Omar sets his bucket down, takes one slow breath, and begins, wiping the surface, straightening the chair, clearing the edge of the desk without disturbing a single paper. Then he reaches into the front pocket of his uniform. He removes a small folded piece of paper. He slides it beneath the coffee cup. Same corner, same angle, same as every single morning for 10 years. He is finished in 11 minutes. He picks up his bucket. He leaves the office exactly as he found it, except for that one small thing beneath the cup, which no one will notice, because no one ever does. The building begins to wake around 7. Elevators fill, phones ring. A young man named Tariq moves through the hallway with a stack of folders pressed to his chest, already talking loudly about how early he arrived, how much he has already done, how he hopes Mr. Sterling noticed the report he left on the corner of the desk. Tariq is 22. He smells of fresh cologne and visible effort. He passes Omar in the corridor without a glance, the way people pass a clock on the wall, present, unnoticed, assumed. Omar watches him disappear around the corner. He wrings out his mop. He moves on. What no one in this building understands, not Tariq, not the receptionist, not Mr. Sterling himself, is that Omar has already decided. His body has been sending the same message for months now, quiet at first, then louder, then impossible to ignore. He has finally written his response. This is his last week. 10 years of clean floors, 10 years of straightened chairs, 10 years of one folded piece of paper tucked beneath one coffee cup, and not a single person ever asked him why. He is not angry about that. That is the part that should break your heart. He has given this building everything a man can give in silence, and tomorrow the silence gets heavier, because on his final morning, Omar will leave something behind that he has never left before, and it will find its way into the hands of a man who has walked past him 5 days a week for a decade. And that man, who has never once cried at work, will sit down at his desk and weep. That morning, the coffee cup already has a ring of dried brown beneath it. Mr. Sterling left early the night before. The paper is still there, untouched, unread, exactly where Omar placed it 24 hours ago. Omar sees it the moment he enters. He does not pick it up. He cleans around it. This is his last day. Not his last week, his last day. He did not tell anyone the timeline had moved forward. His left hand has been shaking since Tuesday. Not violently, just enough. Just enough that he noticed it while holding his bucket on the stairs, and understood that his body was no longer asking. It was telling. He starts at the far end of the 14th floor and works his way back toward Mr. Sterling's office, the opposite of his usual direction. A small change, a private one. The kind of thing only a man who knows he is saying goodbye would think to do. The clock on the wall reads 8:31. The building fills at 8:45. He has 14 minutes. His mop moves in long, slow arcs across the floor. The marble catches the early light coming through the tall windows, pale and gray and cold. Somewhere below, a delivery door bangs shut. A phone begins to ring on an unmanned desk. The building is warming up around him, and Omar is the only one who feels how fast it is moving. Tariq appears at the end of the hallway. He is early today, unusually early, and he offers in his loud and well-meaning way to carry Omar's bucket down to the supply room. His voice bounces off the walls. He is smiling, he is trying. For a moment, something in Omar's chest loosens. He almost lets him help. He nods once. He hands Tariq the bucket, and for 30 seconds, it feels like the kind of morning where everything is going to be fine, where a young man helps an older one, and the weight is shared and the day ends gently. Tariq disappears around the corner with the bucket, still talking, already forgetting. Omar stands alone in the corridor. His left hand is shaking again. He looks down at it. He closes it slowly into a fist. He opens it. He looks at the lines across his palm. 10 years of the same building, the same elevator, the same 11 minutes in the same office, and none of it is written there. The hand looks like any hand. Ordinary, worn, unrecorded. He walks to the supply room. He collects a fresh mop. He finishes the floor himself. 8:44. He returns to Mr. Sterling's office one final time. The untouched paper is still beneath the cup. He looks at it for a long moment. Then he reaches into his pocket and removes a second piece of paper, thicker than the others, folded more carefully, with both edges pressed flat. He places it on top of the cup this time, not beneath it. He wants it to be found. He picks up his bucket. He walks to the service elevator. He presses the button for the ground floor. The door closes in front of him, and the cracked mirror shows him a man he recognizes, tired, quiet, whole. He has finished everything a man can finish in silence. But he has left something behind that he has never once left before, and it is sitting on that desk right now, waiting for a man who does not yet know that his entire understanding of this building is about to change. And then, on an ordinary Wednesday morning, Mr. Sterling arrives early. But that morning, Omar does not come. For the first time in 10 years, the executive floor is cleaned by someone else. A young man from the agency, unfamiliar with the corners, unfamiliar with the rhythm, unfamiliar with which office gets done first and why. He does a reasonable job. He misses the edge behind the door. He leaves the chair at the wrong angle. He does not touch the cup. Mr. Sterling arrives at 7:52, earlier than usual, carrying his coat over one arm and his phone already pressed to his ear. He moves through his office door, the way powerful men move through spaces built for them, without pausing, without looking. He sets his coat down. He reaches for the cup. His hand stops. There is something on top of it, not beneath it, on top, folded, pressed flat at both edges. He picks it up the way a man picks up something he does not recognize, carefully, with one hand, as though it might mean something before he even opens it. He opens it. The page is not long. It is not a complaint. It is not a resignation letter with formal language and HR copies. It is written by hand in small, careful letters, slightly uneven on the left side, where the hand that held the pen was no longer entirely steady. It begins with a date. 10 years ago, the first morning Omar ever cleaned this office. He writes about that morning the way a man writes about something he has carried quietly and lovingly for a long time. He writes about the chair, how he noticed it was always pulled too far from the desk, and how he learned that Mr. Sterling was left-handed without ever being told. He writes about the papers he never touched, the calls he sometimes heard through the glass and never repeated. The one night he found a man sitting alone at that desk with his head in his hands at 11 o'clock, and how he quietly pulled the office door shut and stood in the hallway for 20 minutes so that man would not be embarrassed when he finally came out. He never told anyone about that night. The paper goes on. Not with bitterness, not with want. Omar writes about the folded notes he left beneath the cup every single morning. He explains finally what they were. Not messages, not requests. They were prayers. One small handwritten prayer each morning for the man whose name was on the door, for his health, for his family, for the weight that powerful men carry without showing. Omar had watched him carry it for 10 years. He had prayed for him for 10 years. He did not think it was strange. He thought it was the least a man could do for another man. The letter ends with one line. It says, "I do not need you to remember me. I only wanted you to know that someone in this building saw you. Not the title, not the office, not the name on the glass. Just you. And he wished you well every single morning, without fail." Mr. Sterling stands at his desk for a long time. He does not call his assistant. He does not reach for his phone. He sits down slowly in his chair, the one that is always pulled to exactly the right distance from the desk. And he holds the letter in both hands, and he does not move. The office is completely silent. Outside, the building hums with its usual morning noise. Printers, phones, voices, footsteps. In here, there is nothing. Just a man sitting in a clean room, holding a piece of paper. Finally understanding the shape of something he walked past every single day for 10 years without ever once seeing. His hand covers his mouth. He does not make a sound. Tariq passes the glass door at 8:15, sees Mr. Sterling sitting motionless, and assumes he is thinking about something important. He is. He is thinking about a mop bucket with an uneven wheel. He is thinking about a service elevator with a cracked mirror. He is thinking about 11 minutes every morning before the building woke up, and a man who never asked for a single thing in return for any of it. He is thinking about how many mornings he reached for that cup without looking down. He places the letter carefully in the top drawer of his desk, not in a file, not with other documents, alone in the top drawer, where he will reach for it again on hard days. And there will be hard days. He already knows this, because some people hold your world together quietly, and only when they are gone do you realize they were the reason it never fell.